You guys know that we love Intel Arc in 2026, but one question that we always have is Intel Arc good for streaming in 2026?
So we took a gaming PC we built on a previous video with the Intel Arc B580 and built a live streaming setup around it. And thanks to Fifine for sponsoring this video. You know we love Fifine products for live streaming because it's good entry-level products that deliver really good quality for the price that can get your foot in the door into live streaming without totally breaking the bank. And we have a bunch of their cool tech that'll pair really nicely for a streaming setup, but also just for a general purpose gaming setup. And we have dual monitors, we have a mic arm, we have a mic, we have open back headphones, a lot of cool stuff. I can't wait to unbox. We're gonna do a little different this time. Normally the setup is ready to go, but as you guys can see, we have everything on the table here. We're gonna go step by step with each part, unbox it, show you what it's all about, and then get to streaming.
So to kick things off, we got the gaming PC that's already built, and if you guys wanna see a full video on that with benchmarks and whatnot, $750 gaming PC on the channel, we'll leave a link for you. And this build ended up being really awesome with the B580 and a 5600, which we kind of deviated from our usual 5500. 5600, 6-core, 12-thread, and Gen 4 support. Awesome CPU, we love it. And to cool the CPU, we end up going with an ID Cooling SC214 XT V2. Awesome cooler, very cheap, and we use it all the time. Can't recommend it enough. And to nest these parts, we got an ASRock B550M Pro 4 motherboard, and it's a budget board, but it's a solid budget board that we use all the time here. Now for the RAM, you guys know Ramageddon around here. We end up going with Corsair Vengeance LPX 16 gig DDR4. It's not too bad. I mean, we got a streaming build, which normally you'd want 32 gigs, but I think we're gonna show you guys that you can get away with 16 just fine if you do some optimization. And then the SSD, which is hidden, we have a 1TB SK Hynix Gen 4 SSD. You can save money, go 512 gig, but obviously when you got OBS or Meld or whatever program you're using, plus your games, you might want a little bit more storage.
Now, of course, the whole point of this video, the GPU, the Intel Arc B580, specifically we have an ASRock Challenger model we picked up on Newegg for a pretty good price. The reason the B580 is such a popular card is because it does have 12 gigs of VRAM, which makes it great for 1440p gaming on the new market. But one thing about it that we don't talk about enough here in online in general is its live streaming performance. Early on its launch, it wasn't amazing. We did a video benchmarking it, doing live streaming tests, and it had some hiccups here and there, but Intel has done a lot of work to improve the overall driver compatibility of this card. So we're gonna see here in 2026 if those improvements were worth it, and the settings we will run on live streaming we'll talk about before we dive into it so you guys can see exactly what we did and decide if you want to copy it at home. To power this build, we have the Raidmax RX 650 AED, which is a budget 650 watt power supply, which is 80 plus gold. Plenty of watts to power this build with a little bit of wiggle room for upgrades in the future. And lastly, one of our favorite budget cases right now, the Okinos Aqua Uno in the Canary colorway. Really cool case that we were able to match the RGB to and make an overall really cool build for $750. Once again, you want to see a deep dive on this thing and the performance it has in certain games, go watch the long form video. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about the parts of the streaming setup and build this up around this PC.
Now we gotta start things off with the mouse pad so we can start to build our setup, and we paid $8.99 for this topographic mouse pad on Amazon. If you just type in XXL mouse pad, you'll end up with the same results we did, and you can just kind of pick one out. I will say, look at the dimensions. It's really smart to do that because this one is pretty solid, but it's a little bit on like the thinner side. If you just look up the dimensions and then look at your desk, we just recommend if you want an XXL mouse pad, get the one that fills your desk the nicest. So you don't have to pay much more, maybe a few bucks more, and you get one that's even taller.
And we just wanted a neutral color scheme for this setup because we are going with pretty neutral peripherals. So this topographic design is pretty popular on Amazon and will get the job done. It has enough traction for us to be able to game. All right, guys, we got a Hall Effect keyboard now from Attack Shark.
Super solid keyboard, by the way. This is the one that does not have the topographical design. You can get this in many different ways. They have the normal HE, they have the HE with the topographic design. They also have the HE Pro. They also have the Max, which is the aluminum version, and I think some more even in between. It's just a solid keyboard for how cheap it is. And this one's a plastic shell, but arguably the plastic kind of almost gives you a better sound. And of course, in the typical Wooting/Mad 68 type style, we got this, a little strap.
Now there are any drawbacks. It's wired, so you're not really getting a wireless keyboard. So if you do want that, you can spend a bit more money and get a wireless option. But we really like these because they're Hall Effects. You're a competitive gamer, you do get that benefit there. And it's, well, a design that a lot of really hardcore gamers know and love.
Yep, not to mention you just get this Hall Effect. You get the high polling rate and everything. I mean, it's solid.
Doesn't look like there's any shine through on the keycaps, but you can see the RGB around it pretty nicely.
So we did realize, here's your hotkeys here. We can't quite get orange in the preset, so we'll just have to load up that QMK software. No big deal, but we want orange on this keyboard, dang it.
Yeah, we want some orange on here so it'll look really nice in the setup. But right now we have it set to a white blue, which actually you can do function tab to go straight to white. So if you just want to jump to that color scheme, there you go. Now for the mouse, we have the Aula SC620 wireless gaming mouse that is incredibly lightweight. I say incredibly lightweight, I totally take that back. It's 67 grams. That's lightweight, but not as lightweight as a lightweight mouse can be nowadays. And it's 29 bucks, so we went budget here too.
You know, I thought I wouldn't like the topographic on the mouse, but I kind of vibe with it. Now, Be careful. It could
You're gonna lose
camouflage.
it. You could lose your mouse. Be careful.
I will say the hole design does remind me of like kind of almost like the gimmicky where you're like it's not really any lighter than normal. So you're really buying the holes if you like the looks. You're not buying it because you're like, oh, it's ultra lightweight, but it doesn't feel too bad.
Not too bad here.
Solid.
We have our typical little clickies right here. You also have 2 side buttons, and I'm assuming this is what button is this? Is this just a programmable extra button? Is that one of those slow DPI ones?
Oh yeah, I bet it is, where it slows down your DPI. For sniping.
Those are pretty gimmicky, those little sniper buttons. I don't know how many people actually use those, but there is that button there, and your DPI control is on the bottom.
Now, we'll say I think that's an ergo mouse, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, right-handed ergo mouse, very ergo.
There's no dongle included, just kidding. It's just not super obvious at first. There's a little lift up here, comes off.
It's interesting, it's like the whole Teflon pad lifts up, basically.
You normally don't see that. And now that it's back on, we're gonna put our little dongle in to here, and it's even lighter now. It just lost a gram, maybe. Not even a gram probably, but there you go. We have our mouse ready to go. We have the main peripherals on the set. Now let's go ahead and I think we should get our monitors out before we get all the streaming gear going, which we have 2 matching monitors. All right, guys, we have 2 monitors for this setup because if you're having a streaming setup, you definitely need a secondary display for chat and OBS. It's almost essential, honestly, if you're gonna be live streaming. So we got 2 of these AOC Gaming 27G5 1F monitors. They are 1080p, 144 hertz, but they're 27-inch displays, and we paid $89 a piece for them. I think that's a good refresh rate that is reasonable for a $750 PC. In most games that you would play while live streaming, of course, you will lose some frames, and having 2 of these is gonna be nice.
We're getting to the point, there's no excuse not to buy 2, especially matching for $80?
And if you do follow our Discord server, discord.gg/toastybros, the guy behind the camera posted some deals, and he did post a monitor deal very recently where you can save some money on monitors as well. If you're okay with like mismatched monitor size, sometimes you can get some 24-inch monitors for like $50 sometimes. Refurb deals are really cool as well, so follow our Discord server for deals if you're trying to cash in.
So of course, $89 monitor, you're gonna get not the craziest, nicest stand. That's not gonna have a ton of adjustability, but it's toolless at least. And the nice part about these monitors is this. You look for those little holes there, that means it's VESA mountable. So honestly, with dual monitors that match like this, highly recommend getting rid of those stands.
Monitor arms are really cheap.
Just to show you guys super fast, in case you want to get certain colors and whatnot on your keyboard, QMK.top, and then we just go over to lighting settings, and you can see we have gotten our orange to kind of match the orangish yellow of our Okinos case. And you can also do all kinds of other things in here, like Jonah already went through and he changed our actuation. So here you go, you can change actuation and whatnot. I mean, you can do per key as well. So it's a pretty fancy keyboard that has all of your, really cool things like Rappy Tappy and all that stuff. So there's the keyboard, let's keep going.
All right, it is now time to dive into the Fifine products. We have right here the H18 V Lite open back gaming headphones that come in at $62.
Fifine, open back, you shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have.
All right, so real gamers know open back is the way to go. You get a better sound stage, it's easier to tell where footsteps and whatnot come from, and longer gaming sessions, these are just more comfortable. They typically weigh less, and they don't make your ears as sweaty and as hot because you're actually getting some breathability. And this does come with a mic, but we got something a little fancier in store once we get there. Oh, and then check it out. This is so funny. We got like a 7.1 channel button. We got volume up. It's a rocker switch. And then we also have mic volume as well, which that's kind of crazy. I think that's the mic volume for the headset. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't think I've seen that before in inline controls. That's pretty nice. I'm excited to see what this is like, because you normally see, again, open back headphones in just the traditional headphone space, not in gaming headsets.
Yeah, usually this is like more of a premium thing.
Yes.
And honestly, I will say these look and feel pretty good. Wow. Honestly, not sponsored. These are pretty crazy. I mean, I haven't heard them or anything, but they feel really good. And I mean, look at the sides even. Like, they look really cool.
They look really nice. That's the cool thing about open back. They always do look really cool. I mean, they're nice. Yeah, I do see the benefit of the lightweight of an open back headset versus a normal one. As somebody who rocks IEMs, I would say this is probably the closest I would go if I was gonna wear headphones, because I just don't normally like the super closed in, heavy headphone feel. This definitely gives you more
breathability.
Breathability. Yeah, I can breathe. My ears can breathe and I can breathe. It's great. That looks like a very basic mic. It's almost like Fifine. You're like, buy our separate mics. This will get you by for just normal communications, but if you're gonna get into streaming, buy one of their mics like the AM8. I was thinking that right there.
I see how this is supposed to work. Just kidding. But yeah, it's cool. I do appreciate, by the way, though, a detachable mic. That's every headset should do that. If they're gonna have a mic, it should be able to come off.
Now a microphone we know very well, the AM8 from Fifine, which is a microphone I feel like we've done a video on the Toasty Bros channel, the DIY channel, and the PC Bros channel multiple times. $54.99 for this dynamic microphone that can be powered over USB or XLR.
Yeah, this is like a new wave of microphones is having your multi-input. So these basically do have a PCB built in, unlike your traditional XLR mic that can only be powered by XLR, and really a lot of the sound and just it working is solely dependent on a mixer setup, like an amp setup. These are cool because you could just run, USB-C straight into your PC. This does all the processing and everything, or you can plug it into XLR if you have a little mixer.
Now, whoa, Jackson.
Oh,
Before you screw that in,
okay.
We got ourselves a mic arm, the BM88, which I think this mic arm, this comes in at $56. So this is definitely a premium mic arm. It's one of the low profile ones, which are really nice. We use these exact ones, I believe, in our podcast set. These are really cool for just getting your mic off your table and being able to move it around where you want, position it perfectly. So we're gonna go ahead and position it perfectly. All right, with a little bit of movie magic, we actually found an XLR cable. That is one thing you will need to purchase separately if you are gonna use the mixer we're gonna talk about in just a second. We have our XLR cable routed very nicely in this monitor arm, and it's going under the table, which it is a very long XLR cable. You do not need one that long, but it'll work well with our SC3 mixer, which allows to do some adjustments, cool effects, and things like that with the microphone that normally you wouldn't be able to do over just USB. So here is the mixer looking pretty cool. Again, you have mute options for each one of these line in or line out options. You have 48-volt phantom power to get extra power to your microphone, whether you're using this V5 mic or another microphone, and the voice changing mode, which is always fun to mess around with.
It shows your incoming and outgoing volume, and it's like a bar that moves, which is kind of fun.
And since also when this is plugged in, it kind of operates as your sound card, we decided to remove the inline control on this headset because we're not using the microphone. We don't need those additional features. We're supposed to be plugging directly into the mixer itself, so we have all our audio going into one place. Hello.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty tech. So we could, if you put our your headphones on headset. This one here, you can do voice monitoring, which I love. I use something really similar at home, so monitor mic, and you can hear yourself with all your funny voices, or just to make sure you sound good.
Now, we don't have a super long cord that this comes with, so I would recommend getting some sort of extension if you are going to run this at home. But for our sake, we could just plug it up like so, and it should do the job for testing today.
I feel like I'm a monitor right now.
He is a monitor. He's kind of turning into a monitor currently. One other thing you can do, by the way, you might have noticed, over XLR, you don't get your RGB power. So the microphone is currently non-RGB. That's one feature, honestly, I wish Wi-Fi would be able to figure out, is over 48-volt phantom power to be able to power the RGB, so you don't have to have a separate cable. Do we want to run a separate cable for it, or we want to keep it nice and clean?
No.
No
we
RGB.
keep it clean.
We keep it clean. We don't really care too much about the RGB here. We have enough RGB on this, so now our microphone has enough power to where we're good to go. That's all the Fifine stuff. It's very easy to set up. We'll show you guys some of the software a bit later when we get into live streaming, but the last thing we got to set up is our webcam, which this one's an AliExpress deal, which if you cash in quickly, you can get for a really good price. But even at its normal price, I think it's like $29. Yeah. That's a really good price for this 4K 30 webcam that absolutely surprised us in our AliExpress roundup.
This wasn't a pick. It was kind of just like a randomly thrown in there one, and the fact that it's as good as it is, we couldn't stop talking about it.
It was really, really good for the price, because obviously you can go with your OBSBots. OBSBots are great options. I mean, here's one right here. This OBSBot Neat camera is always a good option to go with, but they're about $100. They do look really good, and they're very small and compact. The Meet 2 in particular we use a lot, but this one is just very basic, and it's $20. And you can't complain.
You should show them, just pull up like the camera.
Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick.
And this is facing away from our studio lights too, which normally is really hard for a webcam to say. You can always.
And just for testing, we'll just show you guys what it looks like if you have it go this way.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat. The focus is really good. The auto exposure, the auto white balance, I mean, everything. It's super solid for that price. And we love OBSBot, but I think even the 1080p SE is like $50, $60.
Yes.
This is 4K, and it really does do 4K. We checked.
So yeah, we have everything together for our streaming setup. We will download the Fifine software to show you guys what you can do with that software, with the mixer and everything. Look at Jonah. You can see Jonah right there.
I know,
that's what he looks like.
So
it's really bothering him.
He's covering his face like, I can't do this.
I can't be seen. But then after that, we're gonna dive into streaming. We're gonna be doing a live stream over on Toasty Bros Bot, which is our side Twitch account, which we normally don't stream to. We're gonna be streaming there, and then we are gonna be using a recording on the side that you guys will see afterwards. So we're recording and streaming at the same time on OBS, and we'll get that quality settings good and tuned in. Let's get to live streaming and testing.
Yo, what's up guys? We are live on our Toasty Bros Bot account because we don't just want to record this, we want to actually show you guys how it performs live, because when you live stream, it changes the way your PC behaves. And we're currently playing Overwatch on DX11 1080p custom. All right, now we're at 100% render scale, and then we're running medium settings. Pretty respectable. Let's see what we can get here. It's basically invisible shaders. We love it. We really love the games that do that. They don't tell you why they're lagging. But hey, if it doesn't stop, we'll let you know. I'm getting in there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You barely, like, you hover the key, bro, and it goes 99%. Is this it? Nope, back to 100. What's up, Roman? Yeah, no, we'll definitely have to see. And obviously, if for some reason this doesn't settle out, there's a lot of things with streaming you can change. And that's, you can go down a rabbit hole changing settings. There's so many things you can do. Come here. We got one, we got one. I need health, though. What a game gaming. Truly one of the games of all time. It really is, dude, isn't it? How's the stream look, Ramen? Come here, Mercy. Yes. Oh, Mwaga's not going to get his healing now. God, how many back shots can he take? Yeah, I'm interested to see once we go to the next game if it does anything weird. We are also recording desktop, and sometimes that can be a little finicky. Sometimes. We gotta do some voice changing.
Hello? Do I sound funny? Do I sound really goofy, guys?
Hello, hello? Baby?
Elder? Male. I don't know how to turn it off now. I'm just gonna be just whisper. Oh no, he just took my ult.
That's a lot of different voices. Our CPU's pegged, our RAM, I mean, we're probably using all 16 of it. So, you know, cheaper build. Well, we tried lowering the keyboard to 1K polling rate, because the theory with 8K is it can be really demanding on the CPU. We tried lowering the frame rate cap to 112, which I will say, Overwatch is not a hard game to run, and we are getting like some crazy stutters and really low FPS, so it might just be the combo. It's hard to say if it's like a specific one, or the settings we're running, which maybe we can look at those once we're done if we think there's anything we can do to make it better. Okay, I'm not clicking this. If we can do anything to make it better, then we'll definitely check to see and maybe stream a little bit more on the new settings we find. But let's go ahead and try another game.
So the quick sync that I believe we're running, so we're in Batman, Lego Batman right now. The one I believe we're running, if we go to settings here, it should be running, it's quick sync H.264, so it's running on the GPU. So it is quick sync H.264. All you have for options are quick sync H.264 or X.264 CPU encoding. So this is Intel's like GPU encoder. You can change this from slow to balanced, or I have it on slow because when I did my initial test, I tested this game as a recording and it ran okay, but it could be slow as putting too much on the CPU for a game like Overwatch where you want to run balanced or maybe a faster preset. Because right now we're targeting a little bit better quality at 8,000 bit rate, 1080p. We're not even downscaling either. So, but this game looks like it's running okay. I will say I gotta see if I can figure out the controls. I'm playing this controller. Hell yeah. God, if you don't play a Lego game and break everything and collect all the studs, I don't know what you're doing. Honestly, looking for a 60 FPS average, that'd be pretty dang good. Oh, what's the counter? Yeah, wait, watch it. Wait. Huh, 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 huh. Hey, so yeah, single player games, obviously, this will run pretty good. This is a newer game. We're running, by the way, I should probably verify settings for you guys. We're currently running, we got some XeSS running right now, which actually would be putting a load on our CPU a bit, running on quality, medium settings at 1080p. That's currently what we're working with right now. Getting about 60 FPS, swap between characters. This mouse is acting a little weird. I don't know how to feel about the mouse. I definitely think it might be something to do with how we're streaming and just the streaming quality. It's causing some weird input issues that we're having, especially wirelessly. Maybe wired would fix some of those issues. Keyboard, solid. Monitors, they're decent. It's one of those things where you're getting a good deal, getting both of these really cheap, but for the price, not too bad. And you guys can tell me what the microphone sounds like. You get all the control you want on the actual mixer itself. But I find it has so many other products you can incorporate to it as well. Using their Genie software, you can really take advantage of everything they have in one ecosystem. And I think it sounds pretty good. We have people in chat right now. Y'all can tell us if it sounds good or not. Let's see if there's one more game we can try. Something that'd be a little bit in the middle. We did an esports game. This is a newer game that is decently demanding. It's not crazy demanding, but it's decently demanding. We'll see what else we have on there and swap to that real quick.
All right, we're in Apex Legends. We had a little bit of weirdness where for some reason the game was at 720p, but now we're at 1080p and it looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that's the type of thing where once you stream it once, you know what to do. You know what I mean? Just change some settings around in Overwatch, change some settings on stream encoding. Maybe instead of doing like that slow preset, change the profile to maybe instead of a higher main. There's a lot of things you can change. And that's just how streaming is. It doesn't matter how good your PC is. You always got to change settings to either get better quality or better gameplay. Chad, how does Apex look? I say it all the time. I think Apex is probably like one of the best optimized games that we normally benchmark. Normally Overwatch is too, but just based on how the stream was, it was not good. That is true. He does have problems with it. So maybe it's just streaming. streaming Overwatch. Oh, a Kraber? Oh my god, please don't kill me. I want to use the Kraber. Oh, chat, clip it. Oh, chat, clip that too. I'm in my element now. How does the mic sound? I don't know if you guys said that. Everyone just keeps talking about TF2. There's like nothing else happening in this chat besides TF2. Oh, you son of a gun. Clipped, by the way. You really did clip it. We're never gonna see this. We win! We won! We won, chat! Alright, Apex Legends good? We need to stop streaming now. So the full streaming setup was a success. Now, obviously, this is a cheap system. I mean, most people probably don't even think you can get to gaming and streaming at the same time for under $1,000. We just proved that you can, but there's gonna be scenarios where you need to lower settings, and obviously, depending on what software you're using, there are so many different settings that you can tweak and modify to be able to make almost any system streamable.
So I will say, Intel Arc did pretty good in the games we did test with live streaming. It's not perfect still, and there's still gonna be some limitations. The more mature graphics cards when it comes to live streaming are definitely NVIDIA first and AMD second. AMD's really close nowadays, so if you are really focused on streaming, those would be the preferred options you go with. But Intel Arc is usable for someone who wants to get into live streaming, especially when you pair with some Five Fine gear. Thanks again to Five Fine for sponsoring this video. If you want any of the gear from this video, the description down below will be filled links, and they will help us out.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, all this stuff here will be at PCBros.tech, and if you want to buy the PC to go with it, you can. You can check out the website.
You're always seeing what I'm seeing right now. Jonah's holding that camera different, but you know what? You can get a good deal at PC Bros. It looks really shaky, by the way. It looks like really shaky. Go to PC Bros to buy a PC today. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. Save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.